she mentioned only about the good churning. There is something, a little difficult churning also, where the seeker needs a little harsh treatment. That churning has to be stopped at a proper time, otherwise it will cause destruction. So churning is always, it is helpful to bring out the butter, the Kaivalya Navanita, but it has to be done in a proper manner. Not really stopping, but the churning has to stop that way. Okay. Namo namaste gurave mahatmane vimukta sangaya saduttamaya nityadvayananda rasaswarupine bhumne sada paradayam budhamne Namaste, namaste, vibho vishwamurte. Namaste, namaste, chidanandamurte. Namaste, namaste, tapoyogagamya. Namaste, namaste, shrutijnanagamya. Swarajya samrajya vibhutiresha bhavat kripa shri mahima prasadat prapta maya shri gurave mahatmane namo namaste stu punarnamostu Namo namaste stu punarnamostu Namo namaste stu punarnamostu Namastasmai sadaikasmai kasmai chinmahase namaha Yadetad vishvarupena rajate guru rajate Yadetad vishvarupena rajate guru rajate Hari Om Tat Sat. Can you put the way on medium, the fan a little higher and sweating? A. Put the fan on medium. So we will start with the Shanti mantra of Atharva. Om Bhadram Karni Bhishnuyama Devaha
Bhadram Karni Bhishnuyama Devaha
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha
Sthirairangaistushtuvam sastanubhihi
Sthirairangaistushtuvam sastanubhihi
Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu
Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu
Swasti na indro vriddhashravaha
Swasti na indro vriddhashravaha
Swasti na pusha vishvavedaha
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
So I was summarizing, and there I came up to the second only. So let us chant the first few and then we will start continuing with the summary part of it. Summary means it is only up to what we have done. After this class, I believe we will have a break of quite a few weeks because of live streaming of our Guru Purnima and retreat program. So we will start again after that. So I want to bring it to a certain conclusion. Atha Ashvalayano Bhagavantam Parameshtinam
अथ अश्वलायनो भगवन्तं परमेष्ठिनम्
Upasametya Uvacha
उपसमेत्य उवाच
Adhihi Bhagavan Brahma Vidyam Varishtham
अधीहि भगवन् ब्रह्मविद्यां वरिष्ठाम्
Sada Sadbhi Sevyamanam Nigudham
सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढाम्
Yaya Chirat Sarva Papam Vyapohya
यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य
Parat Param Purusham Yati Vidwan
परात् परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान्
Tasmai Sahovacha Pitamahascha
तस्मै सहोवाच पितामहश्च
Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Davaihi
श्रद्धा भक्ति ध्यान योगादवैः
न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन
न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन
त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः
त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः
परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां
परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां
विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति
विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति
वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्था
वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्था
वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्थाः
वेदांत विज्ञान सुनिश्चितार्थाः
संन्यास योगात् यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः
संन्यासयोगात् यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः
ते ब्रह्मलोकेषु परान्तकाले
ते ब्रह्मलोकेषु परान्तकाले
परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे
परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे.
Up to this we had done, and then again went for summary and deeper interpretation and all. Here, this last line, there is a Pathabheda also. In Mundaka Upanishad it comes as Paramritaha Parimuchyanti Sarve. Here it comes as Paramritat Parimuchyanti Sarve. It is same, just way of interpretation we can do. Now we did up to the last slide we were doing, the 11th slide. You can show the slide. There we just wanted to specify about what is this realization. Because it is said that first we have to listen to the truth from the Shastras as well as from the Guru. Then we have to pursue the sadhana by manana and nididhyasana. And then finally it is anubhuti or upalabdhi which has to be tallied with which has to be matched with what the Shastras say and what the Guru says. So this anubhuti part is what makes the theoretical knowledge, the realized knowledge, different from theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge means we have learned the Shastras, we have understood the meaning of the Shastras more or less, but it becomes a realization by living the knowledge. Suppose we say Satyena labdhas tapasa hyesha atma, that this atma is obtained by satya, by truth, by the pursuit of truth. Now we understand that well, the atma is the ultimate truth, pursuit of truth, we will know the atma. But it is not that easy. Until we live the truth, we will not know why it is said that this Atma is obtained by truth, by the pursuit of truth. Living the truth, when we go deep into it, I have explained it in the last, I think Isha Upanishad also, or Mundaka Upanishad when I was teaching. In great detail I have explained that what is this living the truth. With great detail I had explained. So, when we start living the knowledge of the Shastras, then the knowledge starts getting crystallized. So really it is, as we have written in the slide, that anubhuti is not anything supernatural. Because by anubhuti we always mean that some electric charges will flow, some electric current, some vibration will be there. We will have some vision like Vishwarupa Darshana. We will have some feeling in the forehead, or the jiva will go and will go beyond the head and will have the consciousness, meeting with the consciousness. All these are physical anubhuti. They are all good. They will all inspire us, they will all allow us to progress. But they are also in a way little troublesome because we get stuck there. When something happens like that, we get stuck. We think that this is something very great and I have got great something, so I get completely glued to that and not able to progress further. The real anubhuti is the anubhuti of the truth. And what is that? Here I have written, after learning the truth from the Guru and the Shastras, experiencing the truth through deepening of Viveka and Vairagya. See, Viveka and Vairagya also we study, we know Viveka is Nitya, Nitya Vastu Viveka, Vairagya is leaving everything. All these things we will read, but when we actually pursue the Viveka, the other day also I said that it is one to say discrimination. A scientist may have great discrimination to understand what is subtlety, what is grossness, what is the nitya, what is permanent, what is impermanent. He can understand. But the discrimination will become a viveka only when we follow what we understand by viveka. Suppose viveka tells us that the world is, that we are always deluded. The way we live in the world, it is a delusion. It should be our life should be such that we understand what we are and what the world is. It should be an enlightened life. Now this is what Viveka tells us. But we are not able to leave some of our pet ragadveshas, our attachment, our clinging to what I like and hating what I dislike. And that prevents the viveka. I explained that other day also that how it is preventing. Suppose a person I dislike, I don't even like to see the person's face. So how will I understand the good qualities the person has? In a person we dislike, we will find only the bad qualities. We will not be able to see the good qualities in him or her. So, always this viveka means what we know to be the truth, we have to follow that. So once we do that and we come to know that this is what the world is, it is by nature fleeting. Jagat, that we always say, that the Sanskrit words are very important. Gacchati iti jagat. Jagat means the world means it is always moving. Samsara means samyak sarati iti samsara. That means its basis is drifting. The whole creation means it is changeful. In the creation, that creation means something in the objectude. It means it is out of some change. Something is produced out of something. So you cannot get anything imperishable, anything unchanging in the object, in the whole objectude, in the whole creation. Even in our own mind, body, personality, everything is changeful. We are knowing that. If we look back, we can easily find that everything is changeful and we are knowing it. Even then, we want to hold on to certain things we think that we will carry it always. We don't know that the what I am holding may go or I may go. That we don't remember. So we are not living the knowledge. So viveka and vairagya means seeing the world as it is and seeing ourselves also as we are. It will be a complete, impersonal, impartial vision. So when we develop this, we will find that there is something, as I said, Kaivalya and Avanita, there is something, an aloofness, there is something, a very placid, stable, unchanging consciousness that we are able to feel more and more and more. Finally, that becomes more important than the fleeting world. Now the world is more feelable, more knowable by us. We are more interested in that. By the cultivation of viveka and vairagya, we will find that the emphasis had got shifted. Slowly it gets shifted, and finally we have more importance, and we always see what is not normally visible, our consciousness, which is the fundamental, which is the basis of the entire world, on which the world is only appearing to be. So we will function in the world, we will do everything, but knowing the truth behind it. So, Anubhuti dispels delusion, ignorance, ajnana. Anubhuti means this realization of the truth. It must remove the delusion from our mind, the ignorance that I am the body, mind, personality, separate from all others. These are ignorance. And what is the knowledge? That the Atma is one and universal. Actually calling it universal also is not all right, because the whole universe is only appearing in the Atma. It is just consciousness. When I say just consciousness, then also it is wrong, because the moment I say it is consciousness, we have a feeling that I am knowing it is consciousness. No, we cannot know as consciousness as anything different from us. Anything we know is an object before us. The consciousness or the I can be known as only non-different from us. That is why it is called non-dual. There the subject and object difference is not there. So, if it is a realized knowledge, if it is an upalabdha jnana, then that will remove the ajnana, remove the delusion we are suffering from. Whereas just scriptural learning, that is theoretical knowledge, it will not remove. That is, you will know the Shastras very well, you will be able to translate, you will be able to interpret it also very well. But you will suffer from the same delusion, from the same shoka, moha and whatnot. So there lies the difference. I just ended last day with this. Now let us move to slide 12, where we had done with the first verse. Tasmai sahovacha pitamahascha Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Adavaihi. What was his question? When Ashvalayana came to Brahma, the question was, Adhihi Bhagavan Brahma Vidyam Varishtham Sada Sadbhihi Sevyamanam Nigudham Yayachirat Sarva Papam Vyapohya Paratparam Purusham Yati Vidvan. Oh great sir, I would like to learn Brahma Vidya. What Brahma Vidya? Varishtham Sada Sadbhihi Sevyamanam Nigudham. The Brahma Vidya, which is the greatest knowledge, which is always practiced by the good people, and which is very, very secret, because without the proper sadhana chatushtaya, a person will not be able to grasp this Brahma Vidya. Nigudham means it's extremely secret, extremely hidden. So hidden means it is not hidden. In all the Upanishads it is written, everywhere it is going on, lectures are going on, nothing is hidden. It is hidden by its nature, because our focus is always on something different from the I. We are always missing the I. So to know the I, our own identity, to discover our own identity, whatever qualities are necessary, that is called the sadhana chatushtaya. Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Shadga, Sampatti, Moksha. Now if we cultivate all these qualities in ample measure, then slowly we are able to penetrate this secret knowledge. That secret knowledge starts unfolding before us. We will find that the Shastras start speaking to us. You may know the word meanings, because we may not have a very good knowledge of Sanskrit, we may take the help of something. But the real meaning, the concealed meaning, the secret meaning will slowly open up before us, and we will understand, as if the Shastras are speaking to us and telling us the truth they have already revealed in their words. But until we live the knowledge, it will not become clear to us. We will only read, we will know the meaning, we will chant, everything we will do. But the real meaning in life will not strike us unless we have the sincerity of living the knowledge. So he says, by which achirat sarva papam vyapohya. Instantly or very fast, all the papas are removed. Papa means, I have explained that it is constrictions. Anything that makes us small, anything that makes us different from the truth, anything that takes us away from the fundamental harmony of nature. Those are all papa. It might be in the religious sense punya also. Because punya may give us an ego. It may enhance our ego. I have done something great. Or it may be a papa, I have done something sinful. I become small or I become great, both are that I is a separate entity. That is, the ego is getting enhanced through that. So when all papas are removed, means all the limitations, all the constrictions which are making me separate from the consciousness, the universal identity, the Atma, real Atma, those limitations will melt off, those limitations will evaporate, those limitations will get sublimated. We use the word sublimation repeatedly, because we will find that whatever constrictions we had created in our mind, slowly they are getting melted, they are getting dissolved, they are getting evaporated, they are getting sublimated, and we feel a great peace and harmony with whatever comes, whatever goes, we go on like that. So, sarva papam vyapohya paratparam purusham yati vidvan. When we attain the knower, by Brahma Vidya, you teach me the Brahma Vidya, by which a learned person attains the paratparam purusham. Yati they have used. Other day also I pointed out, it is not janati, it is yati. That means it is not a knowledge to be known. We have known the paratparam purusha, that this is this, this is this. It has only to be expressed by neti neti, because whatever we say, it is a concept, so it is an object. So we can say whatever concept is given, not this, not this, not this, all this we know. But Paratparam Purusham Yati, that means one who attains that Paratparam Purusham. We think that I am small, Purisheti iti Purusha, that my consciousness is within my body, this is what I am. And that same I is actually not different from the universal consciousness, the universal Atma or Paramatma or Brahman. So that is the attainment of the Paratparam Purusha, that the constriction, that body identity, I am small, that will go and we will just get merged in the infinitude. So that was the question of Ashvalayana. And in reply, what Brahma said? Tasmai sahovacha pitamahascha. What did Pitamaha, the grandfather Brahma, said? Shraddha bhakti dhyana yoga adavaihi. You have to know it by Shraddha, bhakti and dhyana yoga. This can be interpreted in two manners, that Shraddha, bhakti and dhyana. Yoga means with the coupling, with the assembly of all these things you have to. But the better meaning will be Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga. By these three, one has to attain, avaihi. You have to attain it through Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga. Up to this, in the 12th slide, please show the 12th slide. Tasmai saho vacha pitamahascha Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana Yoga adavaihi. I have discussed it earlier days, but still again summarizing. Realize it through Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga. Shraddha I have explained so many times, again we will do. That Shraddha means whatever we are giving value. In Vedanta, Shraddha means giving value to the truth expressed in the Shastras and told by the Guru. The words of the Shastras and words of the Guru, giving that supreme importance. That is called Shraddha. So Shraddha is the beginning here. That unless we give importance to something, we will not have attention towards that. We will not be attentive about it. We will not learn anything from there. I will discuss further. Here it is Shraddha, giving Brahma Vidya supreme value. Bhakti, one-pointed devotion towards Brahma Vidya. Taking complete refuge in that knowledge alone, not wanting anything else. So much is there in Bhakti. Now normally Bhakti we will think that, oh, he is a great Bhakta, he goes to temple every morning. It is not like that. Even if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the first text, the greatest text of the Bhakti Grantha, so to say, you will find that it is all very, very substandard Bhakti they have said. The real Bhakti is greatly discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says that Swaswarupānusandhānam bhaktiritya vidīyate. Swaswarupānusandhānam, that is a person who is given to knowledge, for him the bhakti is how much devoted he is to the knowledge of his own identity, to Brahma Vidya. That is called bhakti. We are always using he is very devoted to his work. That means he gives supreme importance to his work. So bhakti means we give value. First of all, Shraddha means we give it the supreme value. Then if we give supreme value, automatically our mind starts developing it, we pursuing it. That results in bhakti. And Dhyana Yoga, meditation that leads to yoga or union. Why I have said that I would prefer this explanation, that Dhyana Yoga. Meditation, nowadays people do various kinds of meditation. But in Vedanta, the meditation is always which will lead us to yoga. What is this yoga? Yoga means union or fusion, union. What is that yoga? That we have a small constricted idea about our own self, which we call ego. That egotism also. That I am this. So this is by our behavior, by our life, by our practices, by our attainments, this ego is getting formed. Is it not? I have done something, this, I was a scientist, I was a professor, or I was working like that. While working, I did this, I did that, or something sinful I did. I have deceived somebody. All these things are getting embedded in our idea of what I am. So this small egoistic idea of our identity, it gets finally merged into the universal identity where there is no limit, no division, no fragmentation at all. That is the Dhyana Yoga, the meditation which should lead us where the I, the small I, gets merged in the universal I. Next slide. This is summary instruction 2. So I am separately taking in each Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga so that it becomes clearer. First is Shraddha in slide 13. This Shraddha is defined in Bhagavad Gita in the 17.3 where he says Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharataha Shraddha mayoyam purusha yo yat Shraddha saeva saha. Here I have written only the second portion. Shraddha mayoyam purusha Shraddha mayaha ayam purusha yo yat Shraddha sa eva saha. It's a great statement oft quoted everywhere. What is that? He is saying the person is an embodiment of his Shraddha. Mark my words. A person is an embodiment of his Shraddha. That is, outside he may look like a male, female, Indian, Caucasian or tall, anything, or very intelligent, not intelligent, etc. That is the outside picture of the personality. But what in his mind is it not making the person? Suppose a person gives maximum, supreme value to money. Will he not always run after money? And in his mind, what he is? Throughout the day, his mind will be occupied with thoughts of money. If a person he values fame, then always his mind will be on fame. Once a brahmacharin had stayed here for a very long time. So, seeing Swamiji lead those days we had the social movements and all. So he picked up from all those movements that through this movement Swamiji is becoming famous. In his mind, whatever Swamiji was, I have written greatly in a great association about these movements. Whatever Swamiji was, whatever Swamiji represented, and whatever he was doing, what was Swamiji's mindset? What was Swamiji's aim? He never thought about that. He thought that by leading this kind of a movement, a person can become very famous. So when he had to go away from here because of some other gadwad, so very soon we found in newspaper a big photograph with a report that he is leading a tribal movement or something. He is the leader there walking and all. These photographs appeared here and there a few times. Thereafter, I think he was, I don't remember exactly, I should not say anything wrong, but most probably he landed in jail for some time also. Something happened, whatever. So, I am saying not to criticize him, I am saying only that, see, in an ashram, staying in an ashram, living with renunciates who are only working for the society or their own salvation, own knowledge or liberation, whatever it is. In such an atmosphere also, a brahmacharin, so-called brahmacharin, staying for a long time, for years together, serving the saints in a very close quarter, he picked up only fame from there. And that fame is based on what? On qualities, if at all. He never bothered about the qualities. He looked into the result of the qualities, that is the fame. Just the opposite of Bhagavad Gita. Why? Karma phala. The objective result he is looking at, not the internal result. So actually a person is really what his mind is, and his mind is made of the Shraddha he has. Whatever he is valuing maximum in life. In Vedanta, this Shraddha is referring only to the Brahma Vidya. That is what value we are giving to this supreme truth. Have we given the supreme truth, the supreme position in life? If we have given this supreme truth, the supreme position, then we will not run after anything at all. Like Baba, we will be able to say, Amar Kichui China, sitting on the remote village, lying on a cot, or lying on an asana, nowhere going, nowhere doing nothing. So, it depends on what our Shraddha is. That is what he is saying. Shraddha mayaha ayam purushaha yo yat shraddhaha saeva saha. Whatever we value, we give maximum value, that we become. So if we put the supreme truth, the supreme position in the supreme position, then naturally we will grow towards that. We will walk that path and slowly we will come nearer and nearer to the Atma, the Supreme Atma. Next, I have given another quote from Bhagavad Gita, 17. That one was 17.3. This is 17.28, which is the last shloka of 17th chapter. There it is the reverse side. He is saying, Krishna is saying, Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapas taptam kritam chayat asadityuchyate partha nachatat pretya no iha. Anything we do without giving it proper value becomes futile, of no use. What is that? Ashraddhaya hutam. Ashraddhaya means without proper shraddha. Whatever is hutam means whatever rituals we are doing. Hutam means whatever we are offering in the Yajna Kunda, Homa Kunda. Dattam, whatever dana, gifting we are doing. Tapas, whatever austerities we are practicing or hard work we are doing. Tapas taptam, kritam chayat, or whatever we do as our effort. If it is done with ashraddha, so it is not the lack of shraddha only, it is, we can say lack of shraddha is ashraddha, that is also okay. What I want to say is that suppose some singer, you were asked to sing, perform. Now, you don't give the what you are practicing. Suppose a singer, is he or she valuing the singing maximum in life, and what does the singer want to attain through singing? If he is not giving value to it, will his singing be proper? It will just be whatever one has learned, it will come out with its raga, but there won't be any life in it. I always say that even if we are chanting the same mantras every morning, every evening, once somebody had asked that, don't you feel bored? Yes, we will feel bored if the Shraddha is not there. The same thing for years, for yugas together in the ashram, we are chanting the same mantras in the morning and same mantra and kirtana in the evening. Now, why do we have to always change? Because we are not able to get the touch of the fundamental thing from where the sound is coming. All the stotras, all the shlokas we chant here, they all represent this Atma, the truth, our eternal truth, which is Puratana. Puratana does not mean old, ancient. It means, but the real meaning of Puratana is Pura eva nava iti. That means which was always new and remain always new. It transcends time. So, if we have the Shraddha, then every day when we are chanting, we are in touch with the soul, we are in touch with the fundamental truth. So that will be always inspiring. Who will not like to have it? It will inspire us throughout, but our Shraddha is not there. That is why our chanting, our singing, everything becomes lifeless. If we don't get the touch of the Shraddha, we don't give it the supreme value, then we will deviate from there, whatever we do. And it will become useless. What will happen by chanting throughout the life? One seeker had told Swamiji that throughout life he was chanting and chanting and chanting, all shlokas beautifully chanting by heart. He said that I am only chanting. I don't understand anything. But he had the joy of chanting, that's okay. But he missed the main purpose of chanting. Even I told you about Narada Sanat Kumara Samvada. Narada happened to meet Sanat Kumara, and he said that you give me Upadesha. So Sanat Kumara said, because I have to know what you already know, you are moving around always, you know much more than that. So I have to know what you know, then only I can give you some Upadesha. So Narada said that, one after another I said that he knew everything. From the 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas to all kinds of black magic, white magic, astrology, what not. Anything, any knowledge, any science in the world, Narada knew. But after saying that one paragraph, what all, even the snake mantras, so many things are there. Sarpa Vidya, that is also Dhanur Vidya, Sarpa Vidya, all are there. After saying this, he says that mantra vidoham asmi, natu atmavid. He says, but Sanat Kumara, I am coming to you because I am only a mantravid. I know only the mantras, I have not known myself. Natu atmavid. How do you say that you don't know yourself? Everybody knows their self in some manner. No, I have heard from the rishis that tarati shokam atmavid. One who has known the Atma, he will not have grief. I am suffering, I have grief for everything. I go around everywhere, but I am suffering from grief. So you please give me the knowledge of the Atma. See, this is where the difference is. I told you that you should be able to match everything. Mundaka Upanishad starts with what? Dve vidye veditavye paracha iva paracha. 2 vidyas, 2 knowledges have to be learned. Para and apara. What is apara? Rigvedo, Yajurvedo, Samavedo, Rigvedo, Yajurvedo, Atharvaveda, Samaveda. What is it? Rigvedo, Yajurveda, Samavedo, Atharvaveda. Shiksha, Kalpo, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chando, Jyotishamiti. The 4 Vedas and the 6 Vedangas. That means the comprehensive knowledge of Shastras, everything. This is what the apara vidya, inferior knowledge. Then what is the superior knowledge? All the knowledges are done in the inferior knowledge. He says atha para. Then what is the paravidya or the supreme knowledge or superior knowledge? What is that? Yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate. By which the imperishable is attained. Adhigamyate. All other things he said, aparavidya is knowing, having the knowledge. But paravidya is attaining the truth, that imperishable truth. Whether you do it by studying the Vedas or not studying the Vedas doesn't matter. So, ashraddhaya hutam dattam. You will find that whatever you do in life, if you don't value it, it becomes useless. You are going to a factory, you are going to an office, you are working for your own business, but if you don't give value to what you are doing, you will not get any joy at all. You should consider that to be your best svabhava, that to be your work. What he is saying, asadityuchyate partha. O Partha, O Arjuna, consider it to be futile, it is absolutely useless. It is mithya. Nacha tat pretya no iha. By that you are losing the whatever is here in this world and also whatever can be in the other world after death. That means suppose you are doing a yajna which is saying that you will attain this heaven or that heaven. By doing this yajna, when your body falls, you will attain this heaven. As hutam they are saying. Hutam means we are doing yajna. So if you do not have Shraddha towards that particular ritual, Shraddha for the Vedas, who is prescribing that ritual, and in doing it you are misdoing, you are not following all the disciplines. I have seen in our Bengali marriage, it's a 3-day marriage and all, and very elaborate it used to be. Now also might be, I don't know. But in our time itself I have seen that the priest is doing the homa, the yajna, and the family people are removing the firewood from behind, so that he finishes it early. The people for whom the priest has come to perform the marriage ceremonies for their own auspiciousness, for their mangala. The priest is he has come to do that. But the people who has asked the priest to do yajna, they don't have any faith on it. They don't have any faith is the correct word. Any faith in that. They don't value it. That is the Shraddha. Not only faith. They don't value it at all. Then why have it? Don't have it. Or have it with proper Shraddha. You may not do otherwise ritual. The day you are doing it, you should have the full Shraddha, that it will have the auspicious whatever results are prescribed in the Vedas. It will be like that. Or we should have the full faith in it and we should value it. Otherwise we should not do it. Asking the priest to do the ritual, the puja and all, homa, and then jokingly taking away his firewood so that he has to finish it before all the mantras are completed. We can take it as a joke. We also laughed at it, but it's not the way a man should live. We are going to the office every day only to speak bad about the boss or about the job and getting burnt out. I am getting burnt out, only speaking ill about that, and again we are going. Don't do it then. Leave that job and take some other job which is comfortable. Why are you burning yourself by overworking and overtime working? I need money. But you don't need that much of money. You can get money by doing properly also. Or if you need money, you do the job with the full Shraddha at least. Then you will find that you are not getting burnt out. You will find so much of joy. Even working for 20 hours also you will feel a lot of joy. Because you are thinking that you are doing, just carrying the burden like a donkey. That whatever the boss says, whatever the company says, you are just doing it. You are suffering because of that. I don't know whether it is clear that hutam dattam, even in dana also, we don't have value, whatever we are doing. Dana is not only for the person we are giving, it should fulfill us, it should make us pure, sublime. If we start feeling the dukkha of the person to whom we are gifting, we will find that it is so enriching. So everything we do should be enriching. That is what Shraddha says. That learning Shraddha means we should do whatever we do in life, whatever we do in day-to-day life, every moment, that should enrich us. We should not do it without valuing anything, just because I have to do something or just because I need some money I am doing it. Not like that. The story I have told so many times, one person had come and one building was being made. So he asked the first mason that, what are you doing? Oh, you are such a fool, you don't know that I am putting bricks here? I am putting cement and fixing the bricks? Why are you asking me? Oh, okay. Then he went to another person, mason working there. He asked him that, what are you doing? Oh, you know, we are making a school building. This village did not have any pathashala, any proper school at all. They were somehow taking it in under some Chabutra camp and all. Now somebody has wanted to have a school for this. And when the school comes up, all the children of the village, they will become educated, they will be benefiting their families, they will benefit the nation also, they will go here and there as per their capability and all. So making a school in such a great, in this remote village, such a great job I am doing. Every brick I place, I shed tears thinking of the future. See? So this is what Shraddha is. Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapas taptam. You do tapas, many austerities you do fasting, you do puja, but even puja also you don't value. Otherwise you would have inquired by doing puja, what is happening to me? For 60 years I have been doing this puja. What has happened to me? Have I come closer to God? Or has God come closer to me? You have never inquired. That means lack of Shraddha. Whatever you are doing, you have learned from your mother or somewhere, and you are continuing with that without looking for any value, any result of what you are doing. If you are taking food and your stomach, your hunger is not getting satiated, will you not question the food? You will go on eating. But why in this case that we are doing some sadhana, some puja or something, whether anything happens or not, we continue just like that, without inquiring why nothing is happening, where should I make some change, how am I to do it, am I only to do it throughout my life like this? So these are all pointed out in the last shloka of Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter. Kritam cha yat. Whatever you do, if the Shraddha is not there, asad ityuchyate, it becomes asat. It will not have any enrichment in life. Nacha tat pretya no iha. By that, neither this life nor your life after death is going to be benefited. Next shloka, next slide, 14th number. This comes after he said, don't forget what Brahma said, Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Davaihi. This is what Shraddha. That is, one must first develop the Shraddha. Unless we value it, let us not do it. Let us try to see whether it can be given proper value or not, then only start doing that. Then comes Bhakti. Now in this slide, Bhakti I have already explained in the previous, that one-pointed devotion towards Brahma Vidya, taking complete refuge in that knowledge alone, not wanting anything else. Complete refuge means you will only take refuge in that. Whatever happens, there might be calamities also. You will not run to another god or another temple or so. You will only contemplate on the truth, that whatever is auspicious for me, let it happen. Anything may happen. I don't want anything at all. What is this knowledge? Knowledge is to say that I don't want anything. So you go on saying, I don't want anything in any situation. So in Bhagavad Gita, that bhakti, when it goes to the parakashta vise, that is in its pinnacle, then that bhakti is called parabhakti. Parabhakti means supreme devotion. Another name is that Shuddha Bhakti. Here it is Parabhakti. So I have quoted from 18th chapter, 54th and 55th verse. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati Samas Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. If I am wrong, tell me. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati Samah Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. 18.54. ठीक है. So he is talking about Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. That means Param Bhaktim Labhate. Who attains this Parabhakti, the supreme devotion, he says, Brahma Bhutaha. That means he has already attained Brahman. Prasannatma, he has become prasanna, placidity of mind has dawned. When will prasannata dawn? When the mind will be freed of ragadvesha, clinging to what I like and hating what I dislike. When the mind will be freed of the ragadvesha, then the mind will always remain cheerful, placid, prasannatma. Na shochati na kangshati. He does not grieve and does not desire also. He may have sorrow, but he will not be depressed in his sorrow. He may have happiness, but he will not be elated in his happiness. Happiness and sorrow will be there, coming and going for anybody. But he will not be depressed in sorrow. He will neither be elated in happiness. He will not desire anything. He will not be depressed by anything. So such a person, samaha sarveshu bhuteshu, because the ragadvesha has gone from his mind, so he is equal to everything. He has attained that samatva yoga of Bhagavad Gita. Samatva has been attained. He attains this supreme bhakti, mad bhaktim labhate param. He attains the supreme bhakti towards me. What is that bhakti? Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. He says, by that bhakti, bhaktya, that means by that bhakti, mam abhijanati, he comes to know me. See, jnana and bhakti are not different. Abhijanati, janati means knowing. How will he know? It has to dawn in his understanding, in his buddhi. But how is he knowing? Through bhakti. What I am in essence, yavan yaschasmi tattvataha. We may have some kind of an idea about the truth. But the truth, knowing the truth in its every aspect, in its every essence, in knowing it is in its essence and how it is working in the world, he comes to know. Tato mam tattvato jnatva. When he knows me in essence, he enters me. That is the knowledge. See the difference of the theoretical and the anubhuti. That by knowing that he enters me, tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. He enters me. That means he becomes me. He becomes identified with me. Now this bhakti is not different from the knowledge. So I have written there that parabhakti is same as jnana. It is called jnana rupa bhakti. It is not different because parabhakti is also identifying ourselves with the truth. And what is jnana? That also is identifying with the truth. Both are leading us to the same, or both together are leading us to the same. I generally say that the bhakti is the emotional content of our sadhana. Why some people are not, in spite of having very good knowledge, studied many things, give very good lectures also, but somehow their heart is not becoming full, enriched, because they lack the emotional association. Everything we do, it is the same as Shraddha, that Shraddha leads to the bhakti, that we have to be emotionally associated with what we are doing. Then it will become powerful, it will change, it will transform us. So, parabhakti is same as jnana. Both imply surrender. Both are gunatita. Both imply surrender means in jnana, in bhakti, what are you doing? You are surrendering to the Lord. Completely surrendering to the Lord. So, for anything you take refuge in the Lord. You don't do anything else. You don't want anything else. Whereas in knowledge, what is happening? You come to know that there is nothing to surrender. You are already surrendered. That the whole triguna of Prakriti is playing in me. I am nowhere touched by it at all. I have nothing to do also. Whatever is done by my personality, by my body-mind complex, it is all the result of Prakriti, playing through my body-mind personality. So I have no kartritva, no bhoktritva, no doership, no enjoyership at all. That is the surrender. We come to know that we are already surrendered. Initially, as long as we are practicing, we have to surrender. Finally, the knowledge makes us already surrendered. Same as bhakti. Next slide. Dhyana Yoga. Summary instruction 4, it should have been written 3 only. Dhyana Yoga. I have already explained a little more. Dhyana Yoga, Vedantic meditation that leads to yoga. This I have explained today also. Ultimate yoga is merger of small I in universal I. That is called yoga or union, merger. Dissolution, the same, it is same as dissolution of small ego in universal consciousness. That we are restricting ourselves, we are segregating ourselves, we are closing up ourselves in the cocoon of the ego created by our own intelligence. That this is what I am different from others. So all those constricting barriers, all those constricting forces, when they dissolve, then the ego gets merged in the universal consciousness. That is the yoga. Now, Shraddha and Bhakti will automatically remove all distractions from the mind. When we value this goal, give it the supreme value, automatically our attraction and repulsion for other things will die down, will get attenuated, more and more attenuated. As more and more we focus, more and more Shraddha grows, we will not be distracted. Hence, dhyana will dawn naturally, leading the fragmented mind to supreme non-dual state. This is what the real dhyana is. That is why our Narayana Tirtha Dev used to say that dhyan korte hai na re dhyan hoy. Dhyan korte hai na re dhyan hoy. Our Baba's Gurudev's Gurudev. He used to say that one does not have to meditate. Meditation dawns. Why meditation will dawn? When the mind develops Shraddha towards this goal, and that Shraddha generates Bhakti in our mind. The Shraddha will take our mind to Bhakti. It will enrich our mind with Bhakti. For the goal, Bhakti towards that goal, towards the ultimate truth. And this Shraddha Bhakti toward that ultimate goal will make the mind so much convergent towards that automatically the dhyana will dawn and take us to yoga, the non-dual state. Sixteenth slide. This is only summarizing further in that Dhyana Yoga, that Vedantic meditation is not on anything other than I, the subject. It is not focusing here, focusing on the nose top or between the eyebrows, nothing like that. Where from that aham pratyaya gocharaha, the Atma is aham pratyaya gocharaha. Where from that I feeling is coming, our focus has to be on that. It cannot be on any part of the body or anything like that. That is one point in Vedantic meditation, is not on anything other than I, the subject. Another is not effortful. There should not be any effort. Effort means there is a duality. Effort should only be to become effortless, if at all you put some effort initially. We should remember that effort implies duality. And in Vedantic meditation, we have to transcend duality to slip into the non-dual truth. I have used the word slip into because it happens like that. Finally we get fed up that because as long as I am putting effort, that effort is making the truth as different from me. I want to see that Atma is different from me, but the Atma is what I am. How can you see it as different from me? It can be only known as I am. So the effortfulness, it goes on depriving us from the ultimate goal. So when we understand that, we leave all efforts. That is the surrender. Wherever I have to go, I don't know where I have to go. Oh Lord, oh Guru, You take me there. I don't know anything. When you surrender like that, automatically you will become effortless. You will become zero. That will bring in the merger. That is why I have used the word slip into. As long as desires are there, meditation remains effortful. That is why Brahma said that Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Adavaihi. Single, half a sentence, half a line. Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Avaihi. You have to know, have to become, have to learn by becoming, through Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga. So, 17th slide. Shraddha comes from realization of the value of Brahma Vidya. Pursuing the knowledge with Shraddha generates Bhakti towards the Supreme. Bhakti or total surrender to the Supreme makes the mind relaxed and free, making it ready for dawning of dhyana. Dhyana takes one to yoga, the non-dual truth. I will read it again. Shraddha comes from realization of the value of Brahma Vidya. This is first. Pursuing the knowledge with Shraddha, that is giving it the supreme value, generates bhakti towards the Supreme. We become devoted to the Supreme Truth. Bhakti or total surrender to the Supreme. Bhakti finally is a surrender. That means we completely take refuge in whatever we are having bhakti for. Bhakti or total surrender to the Supreme makes the mind relaxed and free. This surrender will make us free of all constrictions, all effort, making it ready for dawning of dhyana. Dhyana takes one to yoga, the non-dual truth. Next, 18th slide. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage amritatvamanashuhu. Did we chant it earlier? No. You have, no? Parena nakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate yat yatayo vishanti. So he is only emphasizing what he has already said. In the first verse, he has said that you have to attain it by Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana Yoga. Now he is saying that by what you will not be able to attain. There are so many shlokas we have been quoting that na medhayana bahuna shrutena yame vaisha vrinute tena labhya tassesha atma vivrinute tanum swam. In Mundaka Upanishad, nayamatma balahinena labhya na medhayan nacha pramadat tapaso vapyalingat. Everywhere they will say how and how not. So here he is saying, na karmana, by any effort, any ritual, any yaga yajna, this truth cannot be attained. So my dear Ashvalayana, don't make that mistake. If you are on the path of the truth, if you want to realize your own identity, the Atma, the real Atma, don't be given to any effortful rituals and yagas and yajnas and whatnot. Any other karma means desire-motivated karma, any desire-motivated activity which will produce you some objective result, but not this. Na prajaya, not by any manpower. So I have written here, karmana means by rituals or desire-motivated action. Prajaya means by manpower. Dhanena, by power of wealth. So these three are not to. Then by what? Tyagena ike amritattvamanashuhu. Eke means someone has attained it by tyaga, by renunciation alone. Renunciation of what? By leaving the home and going to the forest, it is not full renunciation. Ultimate renunciation is the renunciation of the ego. That will take us to the goal. Higher than heaven, parena nakam. Nakam means svarga. Parena nakam means which is still higher than heaven. You are all doing rituals for attaining the heaven. Those days that was the main karma. For attaining the heaven. But know that higher, much higher than the heaven, this truth, shines brilliantly in the cavern of your own heart or your buddhi, both are okay. Guhayam, hidden inside the heart or our understanding, buddhi. So whatever svarga you may think of, they are on in the objective field. The ultimate truth, which is hosting the whole creation here or the other world or any number of worlds which is hosting, that is right within you, that what you are. Oh, Shvetagatu, in Chandogya it is repeatedly told like that. Higher than heaven shines brilliantly in the cavern of your heart, buddhi. That the yatis, yati means sannyasin, means any other austere, who are actually yati means who have enough discipline of their own, that is master of themselves. That means finally it means who transcends the body identity, body-mind personality identity. Those are called yatis. So he says that the yatis attain, which is shining brilliantly in our heart, which is much superior to all the svargas, and which the people who have become master of themselves, they attain. Next slide, 19th. This is again from Mundaka Upanishad with a slight difference. Could be Pataveda also. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha
Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha
Sannyasa Yogad Yataya Shuddha Sattvaha
Sannyasa Yogadyataya Shuddha Sattvaha
Te Brahmalokeshu Parantakale
Te Brahmalokeshu Parantakale
Paramrita Parimuchyanti Sarve
Paramrita Parimuchyanti Sarve.
It is in Mundaka Upanishad 3.2.6. There it is Paramritaha. And in Kaivalya I am finding in two places different. In one place it is Paramritat. Both are okay. Now he says Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha. Doubtless about the aim of Vedanta Vijnana. Why Vedanta Vijnana? Vedanta is the philosophy. Vedanta Vijnana is the realized living knowledge. So those who have become doubtless about the aim of Vedanta, of the living knowledge, what is the aim? They have no further doubt. They are well established in that. Such pure-minded yatis, those who have purified their mind, how did they purify their mind? By renouncing all sangha. So, you can say sannyasa yoga means taking up sannyasa. That is absolutely true. Generally, Shankaracharya has interpreted like that, and that is absolutely true. Or you can say that it is an internal sannyasa, because even if you change dress and go around and take sannyasa, but if your mind is full of raga, dvesha and ego, then it will not work. So ultimately which works is the internal sannyasa. The external sannyasa may be an aid to that, but what is needed is the internal sannyasa. Sannyasa yoga yataya shuddha sattvaha. By that they become absolutely pure in mind. Shuddha sattva status, which is again gunatita. That means they are not affected by the sattva, rajas, tamas. They come and go. They function with that. But they don't crave for any guna, anything at all. Te brahmalokeshu parantakali. Here also two meanings can be made. One in the ritualistic sense of brahmaloka is where Brahma is there and finally they will be liberated from that. But in Vedanta we need not do that meaning. Here brahmaloka means the loka of Brahma, means it is the Brahman. They get merged with the Brahman. That itself is the loka of Brahman. Parantakale. Antakala means death. And Parantakala means which transcends death. So what can be the Parantakala? It is not the death and like that. It is transcending death, means knowledge. Before death, if you have the illumination, you know that I have no janma, no mrityu, I have no death at all. So, paranta kale means when his mind is illuminated by the truth, transcending death through illumination. Paramritaha or paramritat, both are there. Supreme real immortality, because the immortality cannot be found in any loka at all. Although they say that Svarga loke, you go, it will be relative immortal, because you will stay for many million years or anything like that, depending on which loka you have gone. But this is the ultimate. That is, Parantakala means there is no further mrityu at all. You have known that I have no janma, no mrityu. That is the real immortality. The real immortality cannot be found in the world. The real immortality comes when we know that the whole universe is a Triguna function, that in the tremendous energy with which the galaxies are getting born, galaxies are dying, all these are happening, are appearing in consciousness. Being consciousness, I am not touched by anything happening in this universe at all. That means the whole universe, everything is changeful. Everything is mrita, janma, mrityu, passing through janma, change and mrityu. The only immortality we can conceive of is about our own self, the subject consciousness, which hosts the whole universe. It cannot be so. Supreme real immortality is transcendental. It cannot be found in the entire objectude. It can only be found in the non-dual truth. Parimuchyanti sarve. They untie all knots, all bondages, become liberated in all sense. So we will stop here. Now this is up to 2 to 4. Now 5 to 10 is actually a method of dhyana. After giving everything, establishing everything, going into the deeper truth also in very few words. Now from the 5th verse to the 10th verse, he has come down to give us the technique of dhyana. That is, vivikta deshe cha sukhasanastha shuchi samagriva shirah shariraha atyashramastha sakalendriyani nirudhya bhaktya Swagarum pranamya. That is how you have to take to this dhyana yoga. Various things are there, up from 5 to 10. So after the retreat program and live streaming, when we come for the next global satsang, we will start from this 5th shloka of Kaivalya Upanishad. Onward we will do. Okay, Shanti Mantra. Om Bhadram Karneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः.
Om Bhadram Karneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः.
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajtraः.
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajtraः.
Sthirairangaistuštuvamsastanubhih.
Sthirairangaistuštuvamsastanubhih.
Vyashema devahitam yadayuh.
Vyashema devahitam yadayuh.
Swasti na indro vruddhashavaha.
Swasti na indro vruddhashavaha.
Swasti na pusha vishvavedaha.
Swasti na pusha vishvavedaha.
Swasti nastakshyo arishtanemihi.
Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemihi.
Swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu.
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Hari Om.